Hi, I'm Roger Schlesinger, the Mortgage Minute Guy, and I'd like to talk to you today, as a layman, about this mess in Washington. We have a real mess, a Donnybrook, a fight, whatever you want to call it, going on about raising the debt limit and also reducing the deficit. And you know what? It's a fight between the Democrats and the Republicans. It's a fight for those people who want to raise taxes versus those people who don't, for those people who want to cut spending against those people who don't. And you know what? We're fighting the wrong fight. It's not the right fight. That's why it's not going well. This is a Hatfield versus McCoy's fight. It is an old-fashioned, down-to-earth fight, and it really is about those who believe the government should do everything and those who believe that the government shouldn't do very much and everything should really be done by private industry. And I come right down on the side of private industry, and I hope to show you why this afternoon. So let's begin with the 2011 budget. We took in these United States $2,174 billion, $2,174 billion into the federal coffers. Unfortunately, we paid out $3,819 billion out of the federal coffers, leaving us with a deficit of $1,645 billion. And I took a look at this, and I could easily see what the problem was. And the problem really boils down mainly to the philosophy, should the government do it or should private industry do it? The government somehow got their hands on Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid and really made a mess out of it. We brought in those three items into the national treasuries as part of the budget, $798 billion in 2011. Unfortunately, we paid out $1,486 billion, losing $688 billion. Now, losing is a word that I don't like, but there's a word that the government likes even less, and that's profits. My opinion, we should turn the whole thing over to the big insurance companies and let them run it for profit. Now, the government doesn't like to hear the word profit. It rails against them. They don't mind losses. I don't understand that. In private industry, if you don't make profits, you're no longer private industry. You're bankrupt. You're gone. We cannot afford to keep throwing that kind of money away on something that could easily turn a profit if we turned it over to private industry. And by the way, that $688 billion is 42% of our entire deficit. 42%. Now, something else that really bothered me all these years is foreign aid. And I thought, boy, this is ridiculous, giving these countries money. But when I look at it in terms of our deficit, it's only about $58 billion or 4% of our deficit. And it's something we should look at, but not right now. The other big part, which takes up about 41% of the deficit, some $669 billion, is discretionary spending by our government. Discretionary spending is spending that they want to do. I need to spend some money, so we'll call that discretionary spending. There's no reason that that can't be cut in half immediately. We don't need to let them spend that kind of money. Now, what we can do to help them along with it is try to take some other problems out of the way, like welfare. We spend $450 billion a year on welfare. Why not get some retired business leaders who ran the big companies and let them form several companies that they could do things to reduce our deficit problem when it comes to welfare? We could get a group of guys together who could buy food and could buy chemicals, could buy medicines much cheaper than individuals going out, and that would save us money. We could have another group form some simple corporations that could do things for profit and actually pay for these people instead of just giving them money. That's something that we really should consider. Once we have that, we basically have our deficit licked, because between those two programs, between discretionary spending and Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security, that's about 85% of our deficit. So why not take a look at that? Take it away from the government, who actually wants to expand it and run the whole medical system. And I can't imagine how much we could lose if we let them do that. And let's give it to business and let it run right and let the government do what they can, whatever that is. Well, that's my view from my seat, and I hope you appreciate it. But it's only a layman's view. So until next time, I'm Roger Schlesinger, the Mortgage Minute Guy.